pulling up it on my phone. Oh my god. The hell? What was that? Anyways. There we go. Now I can see if you guys comment things. I only have one monitor, because what's it called? I'm on my bed, guys. Wait, I almost showed my boobs. That would be good. Like, let me show my blanket. I'm on my bed right now. I usually go live on my bed because I got a laptop for Christmas, and it's the best place. I don't want that up there, actually. There was no point of doing that. Anyways, I feel like my hair looks good today. I don't know. I'm breaking out though. You see this? I don't know what's happening. And this one, and then I have all over my forehead too. Like, I think it's because it's cold, so my skin is like dry, and then it's breaking, which is not fun. Hi, Haley Bailey. Finally, you're live when I'm awake. How am I? I'm good. We're just gonna be playing the Stanley Parable today. Oh my god. Sorry, I want to sit up. Because why not? My hair looks good every day. That is not true. You should see me when I wake up. I need to like take a photo of my hair when I wake up. I hate my baby cheeks. I need to be like chiseled. Okay, I need to calm down. My hair grew out so much. I know! Guys, I have hair! I'm not bald anymore. I'm not like... not bald. I have hair now. But yeah. Okay, let me switch scenes so I can go to the Stanley Parable. No, that's the demo. Where's the other thing captured? Why do I not have it? Guys? Okay, hold. I don't know where this went. Because I know I have the Stanley Parable as, a thing. I'm not Slim Shady anymore. I know. It's like a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I'll keep it on my face temporarily while I pull this up. I don't know why I was smiling like that. I just make face expressions sometimes. Okay, we're good. Here we are. You want to see my morning hair? Okay, I could probably arrange that. Okay. It's 3:17. I feel so bad for the time when I forgot to set it up. That was so sad. The septum looks skibbity on you. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Mr. Dev. Great, you set an actual time, not just 12. I'm sorry. For a minute there, I was worried that you wouldn't be taking all of this seriously, but you've proven me wrong. Of course, I guess you have no way of I have no way of knowing whether 3:17 is even the correct time. Heck, for all I know, it could actually be 12 right now. Tell you what, let's use another slider to get to the bottom of this. How accurate is 3:17? Very accurate. It is 3:17 right now. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm just having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data for you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones. Should be ready by the time you boot up the next game. Cool. I'm opening a drink real quick. Yay! Ugh. Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm letting it play again for people who haven't seen this before.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Which was 420.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how
So
long
scary
to push
and calming at the same way.
what order.
Honestly,
This
that's
is what
basically the Stanley
employee
Parable.
427
That's basically
did every
the whole
day
game.
of every
It's,
month
it's
of every
scary
year.
and calming.
And although
It's not
others
actually
might have
scary,
considered
but
it
like,
soul-rending,
it's a little
Stanley
creepy
relished
sometimes.
every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly
Ew.
for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him
Holy
to follow.
cow, that is
No one
insane.
showed up to
Good
give
luck,
him
Haley Bailey.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Wait, what's that say? Oh my god, I was trying to zoom in, like I zoom in on mouthwashing by like left clicking. Or right clicking, I mean, and it did not work.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Where's
What
the...
could it mean?
Oh yeah, the bucket's in the next
Stanley
room.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket! Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket
Bucket!
and smiled. He'd never be alone
Bucket!
again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
What if I act super, like what if I don't listen at all, but I don't listen with the bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him
I want to
that
go to the,
employee lounge was simply the place
downstairs.
to
Where is
be.
it?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
Yep.
this better than the meeting room?
Yep.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section.
I feel like
and
I've
walked
done
straight
this with the
ahead to
bucket before,
opposite
but I'm
door.
not sure. So. Beep beep. I don't remember if I've gone this way with the bucket before. I think I have, but I don't remember
Good,
for sure.
Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
No,
eventually.
so I have been this way before. Can I go back up? Up? I can't.
You
Dang it. Okay, I'm starting over because what's it called? I've been that way before. The word bucket has been said. Let's count how many times. Okay, we can count it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Means
to go
you're
to the
not-
meeting room. Perhaps he had the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Yep.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting
I love
room.
cutting him
But
off
Stanley
and
had
not letting
felt
him
the
like
bucket
finish his
calling to him,
sentences. It's
telling
fine.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the
No.
bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door
I
on his
love
left
when, like,
to go back to the meeting room.
What's it called? I know I already said it.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Last
did not
time-
question why or how.
Last time I was with the bucket and I went on the cargo lift, I went down there.
This bucket
I
was
jumped down
speaking
there,
to him.
other than going over
It should
here.
have alarmed him, of
But
course,
this
because
time,
buckets
I'm
can't
gonna
talk.
listen,
But
and
Stanley
I'm gonna go
chose
that
not
way.
to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Bro, this is gonna be a big bucket count because they say bucket a lot.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick
Okay.
up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Okay. I'm listening to the bucket, guys. I don't.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This is a nice house. Where's my bucket, bro? There it is. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press K to take me to work with you. K!
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Oh. Press L to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press U to go back to work, okay.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location
Guys, do
to
you
a
hear
different
something?
location. That's it.
I don't hear
It
anything.
doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to loud man. Press C for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press X to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From
What
now
is
on,
happening?
he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold,
Look at the
empty
bucket.
this
It's on
sort
the
of
computer.
shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does. Very beautiful. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press X to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press I to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
No!
Why do I feel some need to point out
It's
the ways
not
in
just
which
a
it's
bucket.
so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press J to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home, to work.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket.
Candlelit dinner with bucket?
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the
What
bucket
is
has
this?
to say. Do anything it
Yo,
asks.
what the
What's
hell?
wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
This is kind of...
Stanley, give me the bucket.
What
Give
the
it
hell?
to me. Give
No,
me the bucket,
no,
Stanley.
no,
I need it.
no,
Give it to
no.
me now. Give
Close
it
my
or
eyes,
I'll-
okay. I closed my eyes, guys. I closed my eyes. I'm not listening to the loud man. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. Guys, I like the bucket. Where's my bucket? No, was that ending? Was that all that ending had? I'm sad now. Aww.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna pick up the bucket again, but this time, I'm going to unplug the phone.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Oh, no.
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
What?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
We're
Was
gonna
this
stay
better
here.
than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How
Hi,
insightful
Delilah.
the bucket turned out to be.
Yep, I stay here. JK.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Yes, go there.
Good,
Said the
Go
bucket.
to the cargo
Now
lift.
ride the lift all the way to
Wait
the
to
top.
the top. There's something
up there
I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this.
What is over
obvious
there?
fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to
What
him.
the hell?
And he unthinkingly did
You guys see
whatever the
that?
bucket asked.
How do we get over there? I want to go over there.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this
The
dark
dark
room
room
over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Nuh-uh.
Pick up the phone and it...
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh my god.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny! I'm Dunny
Good.
with the funny!
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
Delilah,
And
I
that's all
forgot the
there
name
is.
of what to
With
look
these
up.
strategies at your disposal,
I'll look it up right
you'll
now
have
if you tell me
audiences
what his
doubled
name was
over in
again.
laughter, and even tripled over in laughter in no time.
I'm sorry,
at all.
Delilah, I
Just
completely
remember to let them
forgot.
stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence
hell?
and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Young Devin Bossick. Okay. Let me look it up real quick. Young Devin Boss. Oh! Do I know him? That's Roderick. That's Roderick. Roderick. He's hot. I like him. He's cool.